What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's get back into the gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies. All right, for those of you who don't know, I took I was put on a little bit of a hiatus, but I'm good. I'm back. I actually had a chance to go over and meet with the people from the My Daily. So I was over there in Vegas meeting with them. They were really nice people. Talked about a couple things. Also had a chance to talk with a guy named Steven Ogerman. I hope I said his name right. And it's funny because he actually watches my channel and was listening to me talk and it picked up by my voice who I was. But he's an old timer, and me and him were talking about he's been collecting precious metals since about the 70s himself. And I said, I just laughed and said, it'd be nice if the prices were that low again. He said, would they be, or would people be disappointed? It would seem to me like your subscribers would be pretty disappointed if the prices dropped back down. I go, they would, but I think just for selfish reasons, it'd be nice to be able to grab a whole bunch of precious metals, both gold and silver, whites that low, and then allow it to go back up again. He says, no, I see the appeal there. He says, but you look, buying gold and silver is not about getting rich overnight, although he does agree that we are in a unique time right now. We're in a unique situation. And right now, in his opinion, and as well as many other, that we're about to see the largest transformation of wealth ever. It's going to happen. It's going to happen through precious metals. But anyways, when we were going on, he's made it through the ups and downs in the 80s, and he's in the 2000s and the whole 9 yards. And he said, he goes, I like what you say all the time, Pimpy. He says, look, don't get overly excited about the good news. Don't get overly down about the bad news. He says, these people got to understand that this is a journey. All right. And the destination that they're looking for is coming here sooner than they know. Some of these people, and he's right at this, a lot of you have not even thought about gold and silver in your lifetime. You just recently got into it. So there's some excitement there. Then there's a lot of motion in it. It goes up, it goes down. He says for people who've been doing this for a long time, just like I talk about in the videos, he said, just like you talk about, you can't just get caught up in the emotions of it. You just have to sit there and just wait and understand that it's going to change. And so I said, I know for about, people always talk about how, well, they've been saying now for decades, you need to revalue it, but it's been very, very manipulated. Very manipulated. And at one time, he was a retailer too. So he's like, yeah, of course they are. But, again, we bring this up many times. They can only do this for so long. They're running out of tricks. There's other things that are contributing to what's going on. With the Green New Deal, they're going to be using a lot of precious metals, especially silver and copper. That's why you're seeing huge jumps in copper. There's that. The fact that they're printing out money like there's no tomorrow. He says, so yeah, you're going to start to see the prices go up, but every time they get a chance, he says they're going to knock it down. But he said you brought something to people's attention that they need to pay attention to. That silver squeeze thing. I said, what about it? He says, it's still going on. I go, yes, actually it is. And I'll show you proof here in just a minute that it's still going on. It's being effective. And he goes, if people keep doing what you're suggesting, you understand how it affects the markets. And I said, I got an idea. I'm not exactly a pro like a lot of these other people, but I got a pretty good understanding of what it looks like it's going to happen. And so he says, yeah, there looks like some serious stress happening around the world. And even him and his friends are talking about this. So it's exciting. And I says, where do you anticipate? Everybody asks this question. They always ask, what do we think? Where do you think gold and silver goes? He goes, it depends on the people. Once they revalue gold and silver, even if it goes up, a pretty good chunk, you're going to see a lot of people wanting to hurry up and grab their riches. You know what I mean? If somebody paid $20 per ounce, and then all of a sudden it sells for $50, they just made $30 an ounce. They're going to jump all over that, and they're going to make a mistake and start getting that fiat currency. I said, I know. He says they should be holding on to it. I said, I know. Only cash it in if you have some type of emergency. You know what I mean? Or in some cases, some of you still may have debt on your house. He says, if you see a big jump like that and you have an opportunity to go ahead and pay off your house, then, maybe that's something to think about. But we couldn't think of a circumstances in which you run around and cash it all in. Just depends on how much you have. Nonetheless, he said, I asked him, where do you think the breaking point is where people start saturating the market? He goes, if it starts getting up there again around $50, $60, an ounce, you'll see them people dump their silver and you'll saturate the market again. And I says, well, what I'm hoping is those people who are smart enough to grab that metal gets put back on the market. And then, go ahead and pick it up and add it to our collection. But I'm going to show you something that's happening. I told you guys it's still going on. People are going, I think the squeeze is over. I go, they're going to keep telling you that. It's not true, you guys. It's still being effective. We're going to show you that here in just a minute. But if you're thinking about buying precious metals, give consideration to our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down in the description. First-time buyers in Puerto Rico or the United States. If you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. Return buyers, this is it. You don't even need a promo code anymore. Return buyers, you spend more than $500, they're giving you a quarter ounce of silver. All right, that's a nice quarter size chunk of silver. You guys know I got this Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes. It's another YouTube channel that I control over here. I do talk about some things that would be considered controversial to many people. But yeah, just come on over there and check me out. If you're not a subscriber, please do so. All right, so what's going on in the markets? Okay, so since I've been gone, I watched this. I knew this was coming. I saw it coming. They're going to turn around and try pumping up Bitcoin all over again. And sure enough, it went up there, and it went up to a new record high, $61,683. So are they going to keep doing this? I think every time you start to see a run on precious metals, especially now, whenever everybody's waiting to get their stimulus checks, they're going to start looking for some type of investments for those who don't have to pump their money into necessary bills. So yeah, I mean, what they're trying to do is show a lot of excitement in the cryptocurrency market. You guys know if you're thinking about buying cryptocurrencies, there is a link down below. You could follow it. Just for following it, they give you $10, all right? So you could go on over there. So here's a couple of things I want to bring up. It's all artificially pumped. They're just trying to keep people away from precious metals. There's no doubt about it anymore. There's no doubt about it. There's nothing that could justify why these things are being pumped up. None. Nobody can tell me why. Where are, especially inside the United States, where inside the United States are cryptocurrencies being used extensively in mass amounts of people? I mean, in mass usage. Other than investing, there's no other thing going on with cryptocurrencies. I know people do use them, and you have the ability to use them. But I mean, the handful of people, it's a very, very tiny percentage of people are actually using cryptocurrencies as a form of money transactions right now. Very little. Most people are buying into these as investments. So like when people go, oh, they keep asking me about this XRP. I keep telling you guys, that's somebody else's theory. They said, oh, that's the chosen coin. Oh, it's going to become rich. And you were told all that kind of blah, 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 blah. Sure, the coin did jump up pretty good. It dropped down. Remember when they had the FEC filing, and then it jumped right back up there. But most people don't have access to it. And if you guys go in the comments, you'll see where most people are showing you where you can still go buy XRP. And people are buying XRP because certain YouTubers are telling you that that's part of the so-called quantitative financial system, blah, blah, blah. No, there's no proof of that whatsoever, you guys. None. Again, make me the boogeyman. Ask people for proof. Don't just say, well, my insider this and my insider that. Haven't you guys learned yet from that lesson? I mean, seriously, stop. Ask for proof. We're far enough along now that you guys should be asking proof. Anyways, cryptocurrencies, I told you, is a window of opportunity, which I think people can earn money, and I think we're in that window. Okay? So, again, if you think about buying them, right now, it looks like it's on a dip. I mean, they lost just a little while ago when I checked Bitcoin. It was down about 1/12 of its value. All right? But I told you, if you're going to invest in cryptocurrencies, you really can't have any kind of heart problems, because it has a tendency to really just play with your emotions in a positive and negative way in big swings. So yeah, you guys, I seen this when it was done. I seen what was going on. Every time the market started to move on precious metals, all of a sudden magically you would see a small pump going on cryptocurrencies. Again, we're seeing all these going up here. I just don't trust what I'm seeing when it comes to these numbers. They're going to try to convince us that the market is just fine, that we are recovering little by little as we open up, which does make sense. But who's doing this? You know what I mean? My point is this: until people start earning an income and you're starting to see unemployment go down, this is still, to me, just fake. I still think they're trying to push people into riskier investments and keep people away from sound money, which is gold and silver. You can see already silver back up here. As a matter of fact, I remember it dropped down briefly below 1600. Now look at it, it's all the way back up to 1727. All right, where's silver? Teetering around above the $26 mark, and every chance it goes up, they just turn around, they spoof it, and knock it right back down. Gold and silver are the smart investments. Too many things going on out there. You know, with the Great Reset, I know they want to crash the world's economy. That's their goal, is to get everybody dependent on government. We see them using the Rona as an excuse. Sure, they're opening up, but you did see the World Economic Forum's plan was to open up the economy, then smash it down again. Open it up and smash it down again. Really, they just want to, demoralize you to where you're like, look, I need something. I have no house, no food, no nothing. And then you accept their universal basic income. So just be careful of that. Because those individuals who right now, you know what? I was talking about on the internet why you still have access to it. You should be, if you've never grown food before, right now might be a time for you to go in there and start downloading. You can get them in PDFs, how to grow potatoes, put PDF at the end. How to grow corn, PDF at the end. Start downloading these survival manuals. You know what I mean? How to build a fire from scratch. You know what I mean? How to build a fire without matches. Stuff like that. Basic survival tactics. You guys should start downloading now and putting it into a binder. I highly recommend it. There's a lot of weird things going on, and you got to be very, very cautious about this movement. Nonetheless, I am keeping an eye on, of course, precious metals, but there are some news going on with Bitcoin. So yeah, did it come down? It come down about a 12th. That's just consolidation. That's what they're talking about in here. What's happening is people are like, heck, man, I bought it when it was like 48,000. It's now up to 61,000. They're going to turn around and, sell off some of their coins, pick up a little bit of that profit, lower their risk by doing so. Okay? So, Bitcoin takes a breather after retreating from a record of near 62,000. Jeez, man, I remember this time last year, people were talking about Bitcoin to 100,000. Everybody's like, yeah, right. Well, yeah, I mean, it looks like it's happening. So, can you make money off this? Yeah. Do you have to have 60,000 in order to buy Bitcoin? No. You could buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. You could buy fractional pieces of it. I'm still a big fan of Ethereum. There's a lot more test use cases for that than anything else. Has a lot of more utility uses. Okay? But you're not hearing about these things. You're not hearing that, hey, by the way, did you know that blah, blah, blah was doing so-and-so? You know what I mean? Like, companies forcing people into this. As a matter of fact, I still think it's risky because I think this is just, it's just a matter of time before governments and central banks start looking for excuses to shut down cryptocurrencies as they push you into their so-called, CBDC. I told you guys this was not as real as you guys thought it was. You didn't really think the bankers are going to let you go over there and start competing with them and taking money from them, did you? These people don't like you. They never did. Okay? So look at this. Bitcoin consolidated about 60,000 on Monday, taking a breather from the weekend's record high as investors prepare for inflation worries and U.S. stimulus spending to propel it even higher. So inflation worries. Wow. For those of us who hold on to precious metals, there's no worries. It's the best weapon against inflation, precious metals is. The world's most popular cryptocurrency slipped as low as 58,956 early in the Asian session, falling from a Saturday high of 61,782. So yes, you guys, I saw this. I know about this. This rally might have been dampened by, Reuters report that India would pursue a ban. So yeah. So you can see here's the thing it talks about, the rain cloud for Bitcoin following the high-profile endorsements from Tesla's Elon Musk, Jack Dorsey, and Goldman Sachs along with BlackRock pump up Bitcoin. I don't trust any of them people, man. Seriously, pushing people away from precious metals. Well, let's see here. Well, Elon Musk needs silver for his electric cars. Jack Dorsey of Twitter. Jack Dorsey, I believe, is with Square, and some other company that they use a lot of silver. Goldman Sachs are just part of the same corrupt crime family that's out there. And BlackRock, look, they're buying up all of our country's assets. They're going to keep people away from precious metals. Precious metals is the right investment. Okay, so yeah, I saw this go up, and it's not surprising that it's going down. And you're going to see huge swings between now and the crash. But yes, indeed. I told you this was coming. Sooner or later, they would find an excuse. You're going to start seeing one country after another. Little by little, they'll make every excuse in the world to do what? Get rid of cryptocurrencies. They're not going to let you kill the goose that laid the golden egg. And that's banking. Bankers are way too powerful. There's no way now they're going to allow cryptocurrencies to compete with them. Not in the form of a type of digital currency in which, people can circumvent the banks and look at lower fees. It's just not going to happen. They're going to find a way to create their own. They're going to find a way to control it, manipulate it, tax the hell out of it, add inflation, make sure you don't save, add fees to it, all the great things that you did not want cryptocurrencies to be. I told everybody 2.5 years ago, don't fall for it. It's a trap. They're going to turn around and find a way to regulate it, tax it, put inflations on it, charge you higher fees. And sure enough, here it is. So India, they're the first big country. Here it goes. India to propose cryptocurrency ban, penalizing miners, traders. So there you go. What's going to happen what is that? They do now, I believe, have the largest population in the world. Now, I might be wrong. They might be second to China, but I think they're above China now. So India will propose a law banning cryptocurrencies. Yep. Finding anyone trading in the country or even holding such digital assets as senior government official to Reuters. It's a potential blow to millions of investors piling into the red-hot asset class. So you won't see China do this because China is reaping in the big bucks right now from mining Bitcoin. Okay? So you won't see them. As a matter of fact, they're most likely going to be one of the later or the last countries to do such a thing. Now, here's something you can think about. Here, I'll give you some positive news. With China making all this money off of cryptocurrencies, unless they plan to sell it on tank it, my guess is that since the CCP controls Biden, you're not going to see any real changes in our laws to ban cryptocurrency right away. Just because I think you're going to see CCP tell Biden, don't let that happen. We want to continue making money off you guys. So there's some good news there for you people who love Bitcoin. And love the fact that China has the bulk of them. But really, if you wanted to crash China, just have all countries banned at the same time. Boom! Goodbye, China. Okay, so, yeah, India is, look at this, greed over panic. So you're seeing this. India's like, no, we're not into this. What does it say? It says, if the ban becomes law, India would be the first major economy to make holding cryptocurrencies illegal. Even China, which has banned mining and trading, does not penalize possession. So, if they're not mining and they're not trading, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe you will see China bail out now. That's probably what they're doing, as a matter of fact. So, nonetheless, look, I don't have a lot of faith in cryptocurrencies to the point now where I've depleted almost all of my cryptocurrencies. Not all, but a vast majority of them. And I'm just going to start doing what I did. For those of you who don't know this, instead of selling your cryptocurrencies and buying precious metals, you can actually, at Money Metals, go to their website and you can buy gold and silver with your cryptocurrencies. So you don't have to cash them out and lose money that way. Just use them as regular currencies if you're thinking about it. Anyways, people keep asking me, is the silver squeeze still going on? Is it successful? Where we're at? Let's listen to a little bit of Chris Marcus here and listen what he's saying about the COMEX.
Although to cover today's headline, I was a little bit surprised as the day unfolded. I'd mentioned last week, I forget what that number was up to, but it was, it started out, there were 1 million ounces and then a couple million. And then this morning I was listening to Bob Coleman, who did a great interview on Palisade Radio, which I would highly recommend checking out. I'm going to check that one out for a second time later tonight or tomorrow. And he was mentioning how 12 million ounces, we're up to 12 million had left the COMEX. Then I see this later that shows, I believe what they calculate, 22.5 million ounces have been withdrawn from the COMEX in New York. Now, I checked in with Rafi Farber of the Endgame.
22.5 million. Yeah, it's working.
Investor who keeps a close eye on this. I don't get to do it day to day, but I just wanted to make sure that that 22.5 number was correct. And he writes back 22.5 million since Silver Squeeze began, 15.5 million since March deliveries began.
Okay, so again, let's back up just a little bit. Since the squeeze started, as you guys continue to remove the silver off, take the physical, not the paper, you guys are doing this. This is successful. We just continue to chug at this. Continue to remove the physical metals off the market. Buy it now while it's cheap. This is a fire sale as far as anybody else is concerned. Now, I know some people are out there going, man, Pimpy, this is, I told you when this first started, this isn't like the GameStop stock. This is a commodity. This takes a while. All right, you got to keep going at it and keep going at it. The thing is, we are becoming successful, or we are successful at this. 22.5 million since the squeeze started. And I believe that we're somewhere near the end of April, not quite the beginning, maybe about the middle of April. So what are we, about a month into this squeeze? Maybe 5 weeks into the squeeze, and already 22.5 million. Now, Marcus said 15 million has been removed from the COMEX since the beginning of March. We're only halfway through, peeps. I'm telling you, you just have to have faith. You got to keep chugging at this. This is a worldwide event. People are jumping on us. We see the bigger picture, and it's working.
So in either case, nothing anymore. And, there was a lot of people, myself included, who were wondering what would happen as this March silver delivery period approached. Now it has come, and I don't know, I would say this seems pretty significant to me. I asked Rafi last time it was on if we've ever seen metal leave the building before, and he had, although I think we're now in the territory where this is well in excess of that. I'm not sure, so I'm sure we'll verify it this week on the show, but to 22.5 million. And again, 22.5 out of what was 400. So I don't know, it's about 5%, not nothing territory anymore.
No, to me, that's pretty significant because usually gold and silver does not leave the COMEX, not usually. And especially not at this rate. This is a high volume, you guys. Perth is having problems. London's having problems. I know people out there going, well, there's plenty of silver. Not when you see it depleting the warehouses. So continue, just even if it's like 1 ounce, 2 ounce, do all you can to remove it.
Not the end of the world yet either, but I don't know, just from my studies in markets and psychology, I don't know, it doesn't seem like an accident that this is happening now. And I wonder what other people are watching as they start to see this.
Here's the thing, and I think he's about to say, as Chris Marcus brought up a great point, and that is, you know what, the vast majority of Americans don't even know anything about this. Heck, a big portion of you didn't, just barely learned maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, and you were able to take advantage of this. So hang tight, you guys. Keep faith. Keep buying up the silver. Not just silver, but gold, if you can. Heck, if you can store it, buy up the copper. What is it, 3,000, over 3,500 jump in value in a short period of time here? I think just in the last couple months. Couple 3 months. I might be wrong. I'd have to look into it and let you guys know. So when people ask me, is the silver squeeze still going on, Pimpy? Yes. 22.5 million ounces have been removed. So in February, remember, we were waiting for the end of February. We wanted to see them, their contracts, to see whether these people were going to start taking physical silver off the COMEX, or were they going to extend their contract out? My thought was, if we continue to take it off the retail side of it, these people would get to a point where they're like, look, I don't know if it's going to be here another 90 days. I'm kind of nervous that it won't be here. So they're going to start taking delivery. And lo and behold, look where we are. So 22.5 since the silver squeeze started. 22.5 million ounces. So when people go, are the silver squeeze still going on? Yes, it's still going. Don't let the paper value fool you. Okay, there's a huge difference between the actual, excuse me, the actual value of silver versus this is paper silver. This is fake, this is BS. We use it as a marker, but that's not its true value. Okay? Keep chugging away, people. Don't give up hope and be careful for these types of traps. I get it if you people get bored or you want to jump on there, pick up some quick money, whatever. If you're trying to time it, there's a good chance you could mess up and lose everything. People that have your IRAs, your 401ks, there is, I found a video that I want to show you that for people who talk about what happened in 2008 to their IRA 401ks that did not move some of their holdings into precious metals. They lost everything. All right, but this person was explaining it really good, so let me get that video together, and then I'll share this with you. But for those of you, look, I get it. Crypto was running up again. Hey, congratulations. It's not surprising to me whatsoever. But as I watch the market, you notice how gold and silver are going up because everybody's anticipating getting the stimulus. But my thing is, okay, sure. But they're really going to do everything they can to keep you away from the gold and silver. And some of you are there trying to take a gamble going, look, if I do this now, maybe I can grab a few more. Then I could turn around and buy more precious metals. Yeah, I get where you're going with this. But just be careful because you could lose it all. All right, there's a lot of things happening to cryptocurrencies. Now you got India banning this. Well, they haven't done it yet. All right, told you this was coming. So just be careful. Anyways, I want to bring it to your attention that, yeah, look at silver back up around 26. Every time it starts to climb up there, people are like, well, then why buy it, Pimpy? Because it's cheap right now. You think it's going to stay there much longer? No, it's not. All right, that's it for now. Let me know what you think. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so. Because when you do, it helps out the channel. And I surely do appreciate it. I'll catch you later.